Well, I mean, coming off 3 straight draws and now you've just gone bang and hit Macarthur for 6. What did go so right? Did you adjust anything, or do you think this performance was always coming?
Well, we spoke about working more on penetration, so we worked on that throughout the week. But I think the main reason was we scored an early goal, and then we had a penalty. We should have scored 2, right at the beginning of the game. But we managed to score, 3-0 for half time. So, when you are dominant and you score, then everyone is feeling much better. And, it was easier then to start the second half. Usually when you are 3-0 up, an opponent, they came out, they changed a little bit, they start pressing higher, but we still managed to get through that pressure. Maybe that we didn't do that well in 4 or 5 weeks ago, but now we're managing to do that as well. So, I think from coach's point of view, I'm very happy with the second half because obviously we made a few changes and the standards didn't drop off. So, the boys that came on, they continued the good work from first half.
Because looking at especially your combination play in the final third, everything looked really smooth and it almost looked easy the way that they were doing it. Is this an example of your side at their best?
Yes, of course, we would like to create more chances from that combination play. But, the challenge is when, you got 7, 8, 9 players defending inside the penalty box. You need to be very smart to find where the space is, to get someone to occupy that space or to arrive into that space, and then obviously for the player on the ball to pass that ball into that space. But I think we managed that a few times, and it looked really good, and we got rewarded. So I think it's good for players to see that what we're working on at training sessions is working at the games, and they were very happy with that.
Rado, you've spoken before about letting these players play with more freedom. I mean, I think we saw every party trick in the book today. We saw back heels, we saw nutmegs, we saw long-range goal. They looked like they were playing with a lot of fun and freedom. Is that something that you really tried to, emphasise when you've had those 3 draws, sorry?
Yes, I think, there are teams where no one is in charge or when no one takes the charge, and those teams are poor. There are teams where coach is in charge and coach makes all the decisions, and I think those teams are average. But to be elite team, you need players to be able to make all the right decisions, and we've been working towards that, and, it won't work every week. But, if we really want to empower them, we need to give them freedom, and then we need to, accept that sometimes it's going to be mistakes, sometimes we're going to cop the goal. But, the more they have fun, the more they're going to produce the goods.
Just on Richard, hat-trick today, a couple of lovely goals in there as well. He's given you a real drive. Can you just one on his performance and 2 what he's given you?
Look, Richard has been fantastic, having a left footer in that team. It's been, it's a great balance. But the way he combines with Lecky and the way he combines with Boss, it's just been unbelievable. Those 3 on that left-hand side, in that combination play to bring the ball into the penalty box, have really done extremely well. And then for Richard to score goals, and I think this is his 4th or 5th in this season. So, he's starting to make an impact from goal scoring and from creating chances. We would like our number 10s to create and to score more goals with our wingers. So it's not only on Jamie that he needs to score. And today we managed that on the last weekend we managed that. So it's looking very positive from goal scoring department. So, fingers crossed that we can continue that.
How much better do you think you can get in terms of, I know you don't like to put ceilings on your team, but how much better can this team get after the level we saw today?
Look, we want to be better. We want to improve. We want to lift our standards and keep lifting our standards. And, as I said again, it's up to players, not to be complacent and take the next game as the most important game in their life. And if we can manage that, then there is no ceiling. We can keep improving.
You mentioned it was almost perfect today. Is that the match that you will look on now for the rest of the season as the gold standard for you guys? If you notice standard might slip a little bit, you say that's the standard that match.
Look, like every game has had its qualities and its the standards. Some games we had to defend. We had to defend with 8-9 players. And you must be able to do that. And then you need to be able to defend and catch the teams on fast counter attack. Like against Western Sydney Wanderers, where we dominated. We had 31 shots. We were camping in their half. That's the standard for that type of the game. Today it was a little bit more open at the moments. There was a moment where we controlled the game in opponent's half, when our combination play was at very high level. But then there was a moments where we needed to dig deep to defend. Transition moments, long balls, set pieces, and they're very good at set pieces. So, from each one of those moments, I think that's the positive that we can take, not just the result.
You've obviously opened up quite a big gap at the top of the table. Is it easy to keep the guys, level-headed given what happened last year, just to stay grounded, I guess, coming to the postseason?
Well, right now we talk about being unstoppable. So what can we do to be unstoppable? How does that look? So, this was a good example of how does that look, So can we continue with that? Can we take it to the next level? We'll find out next week. But, this week was really, really pleasing. And I think everyone is going to have a good Sunday off spending with their families.
And is Jamie a little bit annoyed at himself that he missed the penalty? Could have had a hat-trick.
He is always annoyed with himself when he misses the chances. And I think that's what drives him. And, I don't know how many he scored so far, 15, 16 goals this year. So, he's amazing goal scorer. And, he's going to be a little bit annoyed. But to score 2 goals at home, I think he's going to be pleasing with that part of it.
Any injuries today, Rado? Have you avoided injuries?
No injuries. Andy had a knock, but I think he finished the game and the training at the end without any problems. So fingers crossed he's going to be okay for the next weekend.
Just wanted to ask about you playing Nuno Reis at right back. It kind of looked like you were turning the system kind of into like a back three sort of system. Is that something you want to continue to evolve in the rest of the season?
Look, we even when other players, other fullbacks are playing in that, we like to control the game with the back three in that initial stage of build up, especially when opponents play block defending in the middle. But he is one of our better players that we've got in the team, and he's been working his butt off to get to this situation. And, we tried him this week as a right fullback, and, he wasn't sure if he can play it, but he was excellent, and he contributed a lot, not just from defensive point of view, but in attacking as well. And, he's one of the best passers in the team that we've got. So to have someone like that in that passing situations, it's really good for us, and we will continue to experiment with him in that position. But I would say it's probably not experiment; it's just something that he's quite comfortable to perform in.